We just got a new state of play that showed off nearly a dozen games, so I'm here to break down all the news out of it. I make recap and review videos for every major games showcase, so if you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe. Going into this state of play, all we knew was that it was going to be 30 minutes long, 9 minutes of which would be spent on a gameplay demo for Deathloop, while the other 21 minutes would be focused on third-party and indie titles, which left a lot of room to speculate about what might show up. While this wasn't an earth-shatteringly exciting showcase, there were a lot of great-looking games shown here, and a couple of fun surprises. So let's run through everything shown at the July State of Play. This State of Play kicked off with the reveal of Moss Book 2. To this day, Moss is one of the PSVR's best games, so it's great to hear that Polyarc are continuing the franchise. Moss saw you simultaneously controlling an adorable little mouse called Quill, who was on the ground fighting enemies and exploring, and a giant masked figure who could interact with the environment to help Quill make her way through the world. This trailer showcased some of the new items and abilities we'll be able to use in Moss Book 2, like Quill's new hammer and the nature attunement ability that'll allow you to forge new pathways for Quill. It also showed off some gorgeous new environments that really highlight just how excellent Moss's art direction is. The second new game announced at this State of Play was Arcadegeddon, a new co-op shooter from Ilphonic, the studio behind Predator Hunting Grounds and Friday the 13th, the game. Predator only came out last year, so I certainly wasn't expecting to see anything new from Ilphonic yet, so this was a welcome surprise. Arcadegeddon offers both PvP and PvE content, and it can be played solo or in a squad of up to 3 people. Friday the 13th and Predator Hunting Grounds were both fun but incredibly janky games, so I was surprised to see that Arcadegeddon looks a lot more polished than Ilphonic's prior games, and I honestly think it's largely due to Arcadegeddon going for a more cartoony and stylized art style. I don't think realism is Ilphonic's strength, so I'm glad to see them embracing a new visual style. The best news of all is that if you're interested in Arcadegeddon, you can check it out right now. The early access version was shadow dropped during this State of Play, with the full release coming in 2022. Tribes of Midgard was shown a couple of times over the E3 period, but we got another new look at it here before it launches in a couple of weeks' time. This new showing was focused on Tribes of Midgard's post-release content. Tribes of Midgard will have free seasonal content, and its first season, the Wolf Saga, will launch alongside the game. This season will include additional quests, seasonal weapons, armour and companions, and a new boss fight. It'll also introduce ruins to the game, which when equipped will give your characters special powers. F.I.S.T, forged in Shadow Torch, is a side-scrolling Metroidvania where you play as a bunny with a gigantic robotic fist. F.I.S.T is a really impressive looking game. The character design is fantastic and the environments look gorgeous. I also think the combo-driven combat system looks like a lot of fun. If this game plays as well as it looks like it will, F.I.S.T has the potential to be a major sleeper hit. And the best part of this trailer was the reveal that we'll be playing F.I.S.T in less than 2 months' time. Hunter's Arena Legends is a 30-player battle royale game that's aiming to infuse fighting game mechanics into the battle royale genre. In Hunter's Arena, there's solo and trio modes, and you'll be facing off against demons that are scattered across the map, as well as other players. There are a few things working against this game from the jump. Firstly, we're getting dangerously close to market saturation for the battle royale genre, so making a new one is starting to seem more and more risky. Secondly, this game sounds a lot like Naraka Blade Point, another melee-focused battle royale that's been getting a lot more attention. And thirdly, this game's generic name isn't doing it any favours. The name Hunter's Arena Legends makes it sound like a free-to-play mobile game. Fortunately, when Hunter's Arena launches next month, both the PS5 and PS4 versions will be available at no extra cost for PlayStation Plus subscribers, which is a smart move because with any multiplayer experience, you need to figure out a way to get as many players as possible to try out your game. And paid battle royales like this are becoming a pretty hard sell when games like Fortnite, Apex Legends and Call of Duty Warzone are offering people high quality battle royale experiences for free. Sifu is an awesome looking martial arts game from Slowclap, the team who previously made Absolver. Sifu features an extremely creative mechanic where each time you die, your character ages, and if you get too old, you'll have to start over again. Sifu was one of the coolest and most stylish looking games shown in this state of play. Unfortunately, this trailer did end with the announcement that Sifu has been delayed from later this year to early 2022. But after this past year, that's totally understandable, and with a game that looks this unique, I'd much rather the team takes all the time they need to make this a truly great experience without having to destroy themselves with crunch. Next up, we finally got another look at JETT the Far Shore, after it was unveiled last year at the PS5 reveal event. This space exploration game sees you exploring different planets and observing and cataloguing the planet's life forms. The developers were also quick to point out that while exploring these planets, the characters avoid conflict and go to great lengths to not disrupt or harm the indigenous life found on JETT's different planets. I think this game looks great. It almost looks like a more stripped back take on No Man's Sky, and it seems like a nice relaxing experience that'll be ideal to unwind with. We finally got our first look at gameplay for the new Demon Slayer game that's based off the hugely popular anime. I really like Demon Slayer, so I'm all in on this game. Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles lets you explore the world of Demon Slayer and take on the roles of its iconic cast of characters as they battle demons in 3D arena battles. I'd be shocked if this game was anything less than good, as it's being developed by CyberConnect 2, who have a great track record when it comes to developing anime games, seeing as they made the Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games, as well as Dragon Ball Z Kakarot. This game follows the story of the anime/manga, and retells everything up to the Mugen Train arc. We got a new trailer for Yakuza spin-off Lost Judgement, that highlighted its story, combat, and wacky minigames. Lost Judgement gives protagonist Yagami some new abilities that he didn't have in the first Judgment, like parkour and stealth, and we got a brief glimpse at them in action in this trailer. Of course, side activities are a huge part of both the Yakuza and Judgement series, so no trailer for this game would be complete without showing some of them off. This trailer gave us a look at activities including a new racing minigame, a rhythm game, and even boxing. And most importantly, it showed a Shiba Inu helping Yagami in a fight. Death Stranding Director's Cut was announced a few weeks back at Summer Game Fest Kickoff Live, and now we finally know what it'll be adding. Death Stranding Director's Cut is an upgraded version of Death Stranding for PS5, and it's adding a lot of new content. There's new story missions, new areas to explore, new battles, new weapons and vehicles, additional delivery equipment, a firing range, online leaderboards, upgraded melee combat and tweaks to the UI. There's even a new racing mode called the Fragile Circuit that proves once again that you can never predict what Kojima will do next. It'll also include the Cyberpunk 2077 and Half-Life content from the PC port of Death Stranding. Death Stranding Director's Cut will also take advantage of all the PS5's unique features, like the haptic feedback and adaptive triggers of the DualSense controller, 3D audio, and the SSD. And if you already own Death Stranding on PS4, you'll be able to upgrade to the Director's Cut for just $10. I'm a big fan of Kojima, and I liked Death Stranding a lot, so this was undeniably the thing that I was most excited by in this state of play. This state of play closed out with the promised 9 minutes of Deathloop gameplay. I think Deathloop looks phenomenal. I love its 1960s inspired aesthetic, I really like its time loop based premise, I'm intrigued by the idea of having Juliana Blake, a rival assassin that's controlled by either the AI or another player, hunting you while you're trying to accomplish your tasks, and I think the way that protagonist Colt juggles guns and special powers makes it look like Deathloop will be a lot of fun to play. But with all that being said, I didn't really need to see more of this game. We've already seen Deathloop a few times, and I'm sold. At this point, I feel like I've seen enough, and this new showing didn't do anything to make me any more excited for Deathloop, though it certainly didn't make me any less excited either. Though I did appreciate that this showing gave us a better understanding of Deathloop's mechanics. Deathloop features a resource called Residium that'll allow you to carry over equipment between runs. You get Residium by killing your targets or by returning to the place you died in your last run and finding your body. I'm really looking forward to Deathloop, but I hope this is the game's last real showing before release, because it feels like we're right on the precipice of seeing too much of this game. And there you have it, that was all 11 games shown during this state of play. While I wasn't blown away by any of the announcements here, I still think this showcase featured a quality lineup of games, and I'll definitely be checking out Deathloop, Death Stranding Director's Cut, Demon Slayer, Sifu, Lost Judgement, and F.I.S.T when they release. What game had you the most excited during this state of play? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, or leave a comment. You can also find countless game reviews on my channel, including my recent review for Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. And stay tuned for my upcoming reviews of Biomutant, Mario Golf Super Rush, and Scarlet Nexus.